right. What's up, Romano? How we doing? I think I finally fixed my overhead camera so it doesn't look terrible anymore. That's nice. Yeah, how's everybody doing? What's going on? I think I need a drink. Oh no! I'm out. I'm out of Dr. Pepper. Well, that's a bummer. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we should get started. What up, Trail Tech? Check this out. Check this out, guys. Boom. I think I fixed my top camera, you guys. I had to change some settings, and even the autofocus is working again. It's dope. Nice. Nice. All right. What up, Easy Fly? How we doing? All right, so let's talk about today's build. I feel like this monitor is way too close. There we go. We good. Installing 58 in your personal rig right now. Nice. I have a 9850X 3D I need to install, but I'm putting it off because training and like taking tubes out and stuff is kind of a pain. So I'm waiting until I feel like it. What up, Wes? Welcome in. Lunar, how we doing? Currently in the process of ordering parts for your new rig. Ooh, what are you getting? What you getting? Let's hear about it. I want to know what you're getting. Why you type all that out? Trail Tech subscribed at a tier 1 for 6 months. That is the downside to a custom loop, especially hardlined. It's just so much more work. Honestly, that's the only reason I never changed from my 4070 Ti Super. It's just too much work, man. But that system is like relatively unchanged since 2022. And it still runs strong. The only thing I've updated is I went to a 9600X instead of 7950X because I wasn't using all those cores, and so we ended up using that other CPU in something else. And then I originally had a 7900X TX in the system, and then we swapped it for a 4070 Ti Super. What up, Trooper? How we doing? Day's been pretty good. Oh, you guys, I mean, some of you guys know. Here, I'm going to shut my door. Some of you guys probably know I got laid off at the end of the year from my full-time job, and it had been like crickets applying for like tons and tons of jobs. But then I had an interview on Thursday or Friday. Or no, I had an interview Tuesday, which went really well. I'm waiting to like hear back for them to schedule a second round. And then I just got word back that another company wants me in the interview for their job too. So it's been a pretty good day. A 4090 in my system or what? This system is definitely not going to have a 4090. This is a very budget friendly system. Something budget friendly, 14600K and a 7800 XT. Nice. Are you gonna go DDR4? Like get a DDR4 motherboard and go DDR4 to save some cash. Been loving my PC for a good couple months. Glad I got it like July so I didn't have to worry about the RAM prices. You're not wrong. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep the 5080 and put your 9070 XT in another build or just stick with the 9070 XT. Well, there's only one way to find out, you know? All right, let's talk about the build I'm making today. So, like I said, a little bit more budget friendly. But it's still going to be a powerhouse. Like, this is going to be a great gaming system. So we've got a Ryzen 5. This is the 5600 XT, the like refreshed 5600X that came out, I think, sometime last year. We've got 16 gigs DDR4, CL16 3600, of course. We've got a 1 terabyte Gen 4 SSD, 9060 XT 16 gigabyte. So this thing is going to be capable of 1440p gaming. Got the B550F ROG Strix. We've got an ID Cooling SE214 XT. These things are literally like $18. It's pretty crazy. And then we got a 650 watt power supply. And all this is going inside of a case that I forgot to grab out of the box. So let me do that. I was so intent on trying to fix my camera, I kind of forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna get this out of the box real quick. Let me mark the foam real quick. Hi puppy, you're in such a terrible spot, but you're so cute. I can't make you move. This room is very small, and so any extra bodies in there is like, makes it a little bit difficult to maneuver around. All right, top and bottom, cool. All right, let's get a case out here. Sorry, I can't read your guys' comments for like another 30 seconds while I get this case out of here. Also, if you haven't noticed, I've been super congested again, which is so fun. So if I sound terrible, well, I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. Gosh, dog, you're gonna make me fall. Okay, now I got the case. It's a Thermaltake View 270. Puppy, do you want out? My gosh. You're such a little goblin. All right, here. Oh. Yes, walk into the door. Okay. Now we're alone. All right. Yo, Killswitch, thank you for the follow. 32 gigs DDR4, nice. Gonna save like 50% on the DDR5 kit, smart. Your pockets are wailing, I bet. I bet. Even with having the 9070 XT, 5080, and 5070, the 9060 XT is still your favorite GPU. Really? Surprising. No, I'm not going to add you on Discord. So, unthank you for the follow, I guess. If you're just a bot. Bye. All right. Can't hear me? This is my normal mic level, so I don't know. Try turn your stuff up. It's like almost peaking on my side, so I'm not going to go any higher than this. Otherwise, it'll sound bad. Yeah, like we're almost into the yellow range when I talk this loud. So I don't want to turn it up anymore. All right, we talked about the build. Let's get started as soon as I get some gloves on. Because I also forgot those in my desperation to make my top-down camera look good. You guys are going to be so excited. Actually, it's just the one guy who was really upset about it last time, and he's probably not going to come back because I got annoyed at him. Mostly because he wouldn't shut up about it, and I was like, dude, I don't know what you want me to do. I can't fix it live on stream. But, you know, whatever. The 9060 XT is a lot of card for the money, especially now that Nvidia is increasing the AIB partners at least are increasing all the prices on Nvidia cards. So like now it's, you know, for a while it was like you can get the 9060 XT 16 gig or the 5060 Ti 16 gig, and they were both like the same price. But now it's like a $50-$60 difference. So, all right, just an install with the ROG motherboard. With a Ryzen processor. Have not fully played with it yet to see how it runs. Well, you better. Ryzen 7. All right. Let's do this. Look how clean that, look how good that looks, you guys. What have I been doing this whole time? 5060 Ti 16 gig is moving up price faster than the 9060 so far. It is. That's because Nvidia announced that they're no longer going to, there was some sort of, like, I can't remember what the term is that they used. There was some sort of like voucher type thing that they were providing to their AIB partners previously to help keep prices near MSRP, and they announced that they're not going to do that anymore. So on top of like the increases in RAM pricing, which affects the VRAM chips that need to go in GPUs, there's also now a difference in how much it's going to cost AIB partners to build GPUs. So it's not looking good. But AMD did commit that they're going to try and keep GPU prices as close to MSRP as possible. So that's always a it's a good thought from AMD. How close will they be? Nobody really knows, but it's at least it's nice of them to say. 5060 Ti 16. I already read that. You have a 3090 and planning on an upgrade. How much do you think I should list it for? Ooh, I don't know how much a 3090 is worth anymore. It's probably, you could probably get like $400 or $500 out of it, would be my guess. Would be like the running price. What I would do is like start a listing on eBay and see what their like suggested prices are, or just like look around on eBay and see what people are selling them for. Nvidia, the next Micron. I know, right? They're starting to act like it. AM4 build in 2026. I know, it's RAM prices, man. Like this guy wanted a really solid gaming build for like $1,400, $1,600, and like if you try and do that with DDR5, you're losing $500 just between your SSD and your RAM. And of course, like I have to make a little bit of money. We have to pay for shipping. It's expensive right now. I'm amazed that business is doing as well as it is right now with how crazy prices are. Like I've been busy this whole month with builds, which is cool. Yeah, I mean, I suggested it. I was like, hey, in that price range right now, let's look at AM4. And he trusted my knowledge that I would get it. What the heck? That I would, I would take care of him. Also, I gotta blow my nose. I hate being sick and congested. It's been like 4 weeks, maybe 3, but it feels like forever. All right, I'm gonna mute real quick. Oh yeah, that second tissue really did it. I can breathe. Best price performance AM4 CPU? Ooh, that's a good question. Oh cool, there's no standoff there. I mean, the 5600 XT is a solid price right now. It's about 150-ish. It's got really good performance. If you need more cores than that, the 5800 XT is probably what you want to look at, just because they kind of seems like they stopped making the 5600X and the 5800X or 5700X, and so finding them is getting harder and harder. And I think they've the prices are kind of reflecting that. Okay, there we go. Now we can install our SSD. This feels so old school, having to like put in a standoff and actually use a screw to hold in our M.2. All the newer boards don't do this. You're on AM4 still. Thought about upgrading, but never pulled the trigger. Now definitely missed the mark. Yeah, it's definitely late. Definitely a little late to. I don't know why I did that, because I still have to put that back on. Definitely a little late to try and do that on a budget to upgrade to AM5. Unfortunately, might as well just ride it out for a little longer. See if the craziness stops at some point. there's several manufacturers or several companies talking about like either getting into or trying to increase their consumer RAM. Like Intel's talking about getting into manufacturing RAM again, which I don't think they've done in forever. And then there's some Chinese company that supposedly is like is trying to manufacture. I think it goes this way. That's trying to manufacture some RAM, and they're doing it cheap. But I think all I saw from that article was they're making DDR4, not DDR5. Yeah, there's no 5800X 3D anywhere right now. They're not manufacturing it anymore. Even the 5700X 3D I think is not being made anymore. Yeah, the best AM4 CPUs right now to like not get gouged on price or have to buy used is this one, the 5600 XT or the 5800 XT. You can find occasional you know, if you want to go really budget, you know, you can go with like a 5500 or something like that. But if you want, you know, one of the more performance CPUs, that's kind of what you got. Got kicked off. I kicked off the internet. Somebody made a phone call. Can I help you with your issue? I mean, while I'm live, I don't know. I can try. All right. Let's get our CPU cooler on here. Do you think buying used CPUs are a bad idea? No, it's not a bad idea. I mean, some people don't want to do that because like you're not going to be able to like RMA it, because usually when you do RMA, they're going to ask for proof of purchase. If you bought it used, they're not gonna honor it. So, you know, if you're concerned at all about that, then, you know, buy new. But if you're comfortable with the, you know, the uncertainty, then yeah, go use, because you'll get a good deal. One gripe I got with the 5000 series chip though is my blind eyes can barely see the alignment arrow. Gotta get some glasses, brother. Get some glasses. It was on your end. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, somebody got on the phone while you were trying to, you know, mess around on the internet, and then you lost your connection. Right? Some of the kids in their 20s are like, well, what the hell are you talking about? The Gen Zers have no idea what I'm talking about. That's okay. My PC, after 10 minutes, when I just let everything idle for like 30 minutes, fans run at 100% and the display went black. Could be your CPU overheating. Download like OCCT, and even just at idle, you can check your CPU temps and see what they look like. Because it kind of sounds like your CPU overheated. Because that can cause it to like shut down. I mean, you can check your GPU temps as well, but usually those aren't going to overheat at idle. Even if the thermal paste and stuff isn't working very well. Rethermal and GPU temps are good. What were you using to monitor your CPU temp? Love the sound of the modem dialing up. Yeah. MSI Afterburner, okay. Does MSI Afterburner monitor CPU temp? I thought it only monitors GPU temp. I guess if you use like Riva tuner statistics, it'll show you maybe. Dial up PTSD. Like, I was in the middle of a game. What are you doing? I need to call my friend. This is hypothetical. I don't have a sister, but. I use toothpaste as a temporary thermal paste to give someone a PC. Is that fine? as long as they know so that they can replace it. Toothpaste was not terrible. I did a bunch of tests with like, and I made videos on it of like household items as thermal paste. Do you know what actually works pretty well? Vaseline. Toothpaste didn't work as well because white light flashes and VGA light but doesn't stay on. Your CPU light is white? Usually they're red. Talking about on the motherboard. I'm talking about like the easy debug lights, I assume. Okay. Interesting that your CPU light is white. It's uncharacteristic. I mean, those are always going to come on when you first boot up your PC. But flashing usually does indicate something. What you could do is run OCCT and run like a RAM stability test and run like a CPU test and see. It'll tell you if there's any errors found. And that's one way to try and isolate what the problem is. It could also be your power supply too. Just kind of depends. Oh, I got stuff all over my fingers. All right. Look at that, it's all over my fingers. Stuff is like engine grease too, man. Once you get it on you, it's like super difficult to get off. Getting it off the rubber gloves isn't so bad, but getting it off your fingers, it's not good. Yeah, test your CPU and test your RAM. You could even do like a stress test on your GPU, and see if it gets any errors on any of those. And that will kind of help you narrow down. If you don't get errors, or if it just like randomly shuts off before it gets an error, then it could be, it could be a memory failure, or it could be the power supply. Typically, thermal paste looks yummy. It's pretty good. It's going good, Ronan. How are you? You're new here. What up, Jack? Welcome in. Appreciate you coming into the stream. I think I put this on upside down. I definitely did. It doesn't really matter on the die. Like, the die is fine. It's more of the, well, I guess if it doesn't interfere with the RAM, it kind of does though. Yeah, let's flip that around. What up, Eunice? If it's not staying on, it would be worth checking the 8-pin connector for the CPU. Yeah. I mean, it's always good to make sure that all of your, make sure all your cables are fully seated and stuff. But if it's like if you've had the computer for a while and then all of a sudden it starts doing this, like, it's pretty unlikely that it's your cable. When you don't do any hard tasks, it runs fine for longer. Yeah, so that, I mean, that could be your CPU heating up and overheating or having an issue, or it could be like, yeah, your power supply, heating up over time and then turning off. Ad. Oh man. Sorry. I make money from the ads. Please watch them. I'm just kidding. Not a believer of the P-size drop. So this stuff, you can't do that because it's a tub. It's a tub of thermal paste. Or, well, technically it's thermal grease. Here, put it the right way. So you can't do like a pea-sized thing of it. You have to spread it. If I have like a tube of thermal paste, I will do like an X pattern or whatever on the CPU, but yeah, I can't do it with this stuff. But this stuff lasts for like forever, so I like to use it. It's a Asus ROG Strix B550F gaming Wi-Fi 2. It's a mouthful. All right. All right, so this guy is all the way down there. So we're probably gonna daisy chain this in with the built-in fans for the thermal take case, because this is not gonna be long enough to reach all the way around the back and then down to our 5-volt header there. It's a 9060 XT 16 gig. If you want to see the full specs, type in !specs, SPECS, and it'll give you everything. Air cooler or AIO? I prefer AIOs. I think they look better. They tend to be a little bit quieter, and they have, you know, a lot cooler designs a lot of times. But, you know, air coolers are perfectly fine, especially on more budget-friendly CPUs. Have a good build. Gonna get some food before you go mod for a stream. All right, dude. You're on AM4 still. Your 5800X 3D went on you, and then the power supply went, so I went with the 5800 XT and new motherboard and power supply. Oh, that's such a pain. Such a pain. I miss DDR4, man. Everything was just so much easier with DDR4. Like, everything just worked. Like, memory training was fast. Like, there's no, like, ridiculous incompatibility all the time. Like, oh, this only has Intel XMP. It doesn't have Expo. I miss that. I mean, it used to be pretty easy to find stuff that had Intel and Expo every time for DDR5, but now that there's like a shortage, you have to be extra careful. How can you tell the cooler was the other round? Oh, yeah. So it'll be kind of hard to see, but so the cooler and the mounting pads are not, it's not centered. So the cooler is shifted slightly from the mounting points. So there's a little bit more of a gap between the edge, this edge of the cooler and the mounting point than there is on this side. So that means you need to put the fan on this side so it's, you know, not overlapping with your RAM. RAM was still good, even DDR4 is expensive now? Yeah, it is. Everything's expensive now for RAM. W1K? Wait, what did we hit? 1K likes? We hit 1K likes on TikTok? You guys are crazy. Hey, DDR5, finish the build and sit for 10-20 minutes with my ass puckered, hoping it posts. Yup. There's been multiple times recently, too, where, like, I just finished a build today that I had built the other day, but I was doing all the software stuff on. And for whatever reason, it was a Intel XMP enabled build, and it was a super high-end system. But for whatever reason, it was throwing memory errors in OCCT during the stability test if I had it on CL32-6400 instead of CL36,000. So I changed it to CL36,000 and bam, it just worked. It just worked. So who knows, man? Who knows? All right, let's lay this down. I have 4 PCs. Sheesh. Yeah, more than me. Well, I guess if I count laptops, I have like more than that. But I only have 2 desktops right now that are in use. I've got enough parts I could make more, but why do you have 4 PCs? You just like, you build a new one and then you just kind of keep the old one? All right. Yo, what up, Ghost? How we doing? I was surprised to see how much my DDR4 3600 Corsair RAM is going for. Isn't it nuts? Yeah, if you have like a 32 gig kit, man, it's a couple $100. All right, let's get all of our bolts out of here that we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There we go. Yo, what up, RTX? Welcome in. Now we're at 2K. Sheesh. You guys are killing it over there. Thank you. Oh, cool. That feels cross-threaded. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Who remembers the days with DDR3? I was not PC gaming in the DDR3 days. I didn't get into PC stuff until like 2020. I have a PC building problem. If a friend needs one, I'll give it away. Oh, there you go. So you're a nice guy. If I have a friend that wants a PC, I just say, I'll build it for free. If they're a close friend. If they're not that close, then I'll be like, I'll give you a little discount. 64 gigs is just shy over 3,300. Bought it for 130. Yep. That sounds about right. I mean, most of the RAM kits that like I have right now would have been $95 to $105 back in September, and now they're $300 to $360. You want to ask me a question? Go for it. Ivo, thank you so much for the follow. Upgraded to an RTX 5070 Ti and have the 7600X. Should you upgrade to a 7800X 3D? I wouldn't say you should. You will definitely get some improved performance at the 7800X 3D. But like the 7600X will do just fine with the 5070 Ti. But you would see some benefits if you went to the 7800X 3D. Should or shouldn't is kind of down to you in terms of, you know, what's worth it for you. You know. What up, Jay Purdue? How we doing, dude? Andy Kane, it's good to see you, dude. It's been a minute. It's going pretty good. Had a job interview on Tuesday that went well. I just had another company reach out to schedule a job interview for sometime like next week. So, doing pretty good. If you guys didn't know, I said it earlier, but I got laid off at the end of December. They did a huge layoff at the company I was working at. So yeah, I've been on the job hunt pretty hard lately. Is it in the IT space? No, actually, I'm a mechanical engineer. I've been working in the battery, high voltage battery space for the past like 4 to 6 years, depending on how you look at it. You have a 5700X. Which GPUs you suggest? I mean, right now, like a 9060 XT 8 or 16 gig would be good. Or the 5060 Ti 16 gig would be good. Let's go up there. Okay. Let's get our front panel header in there. Or, you know, you could go used and get like a 4070 Ti Super or something like that. Or 4070 Ti. Those would also be super solid. What up, Simon? How we doing? What kind of case is that? It's the Thermaltake View 270. This is the ARGB model, so it's got, you know, built-in ARGB fans. Like, it comes with 3 ARG fans, these two and this one in the back. Okay, so we got all those in. Unfortunately, because we're going with an older system, it doesn't have USB-C support, so this will not be connected to anything. It's kind of the price you pay a little bit with going with older hardware. That's okay. Okay, let's get some cable ties out here. Think a 9600X is a good CPU for a 9660 XT? 100%. I rock a 9600X with my 4070 Ti Super and it works wonderful. I just sold my AM4 platform on Facebook Marketplace, 32 gigs of RAM, B550, 5800X3D. Nice. That's a great build. Did you build a new one or something, or just not gaming anymore? Do that for now. Saving my dollars to get a new PC. Yeah. Especially now that your son's got one, man. Where can I buy a Lazy Susan that can hold a PC? So I bought the base of this one off Amazon. It's just like the Ring with the bearings in it, and then I found this top at Home Depot, painted it black, and then, you know, kind of just married the two together. So I don't know where you could find one that's like fully like together already. Gosh, this stupid thing broke on me. But that's what I did. If you shoot me like a DM somewhere, I can try and find the original thing that I found for this, but that was like 4 years ago now. Thank you to whoever gave you a gifted membership. It was probably Mr. Rainbow. 750 watts. Well, the CPU isn't really what you need to look at for your power supply size. You need to look at your GPU, to be honest, because the CPU power is like pretty insignificant typically compared to the GPU. Because like even unless you're getting like a Core i9 that can hit 250 watts, your CPU is typically like, you know, 65 to 120, versus like even a low-end GPU uses over 100 watts. Amazon heavy duty feel cheap plastic. Yeah, that sounds about right. Dude, why are these twist ties so terrible? Jeez. I used like 12 of them in here. Yeah, I enjoy it, Flow State. Like, I really enjoyed my time. Definitely was a bummer that like a bunch of us got laid off. Basically, the entire remote workforce got laid off. all at once. So that's kind of cool, kind of lame. All right, so these two guys, plug these in at the bottom. So we got our ARGB right here. Come on, there we go. And we've got a fan header right over here we can use. Boom. All right. The combo matters, yep. Yo, what up, Mr. Rainbow? Wait, that... Oh, why did I read Mr. Rainbow somewhere? 200. I'm talking about the Intel CPUs. Yeah, dude, that Core Ultra 9 that I was testing today, you guys will get to see pictures of it later. If you're in the Discord, you can see it right now. But that Core Ultra 9 can hit 250 watts on the like stock CPU power settings. It's pretty crazy. All right, so this guy, I want to go back up a little bit. Oh, there's Mr. Rainbow. Somebody thanked me for giving him a super chat a long time ago. Now I just jumped in and I heard my names. Here I am, surprise. Yeah, he was thanking you for the... I'm pretty sure it was you that sent the gifted membership for him, so... Make sure you get that proper shout out. Okay. Got those there. Let's grab this cable now. Oh, don't get caught between those. Let's do this. Okay, pull those through there. Bring them in this. Okay, then this guy just needs to reach back up a little ways. Right up to there. Cool. Set that guy back in to this bundle here. This into a nice little bundle here. Normally I would go back up with this. But there's just so little space here, like depth-wise, that once we get our motherboard power cable in there, we're not going to have a lot of room left. So I'm going to go this way with it, which means I want to have my CPU power cable in before I zip tie that area down. Okay. All right. CPU power cables and other power cables. Let's get those going. Nothing like being retired. What a beautiful life. Yeah. I am temporarily retired right now. You need a PC? You can buy one from me. Oh, I need a 5090 Ti build. Well, if they ever release a 5090 Ti, you let me know. Nothing like being self-employed. Yeah. I mean, technically I'm kind of self-employed, but like, I don't really pay myself much from the business right now because I don't sell enough PCs to really pay myself much, you know? Ow. That was my toe. No other stickers? Cool. Dude, I'm so ready for Loot Fest. And by ready, I mean I have a lot to do before Loot Fest, but like I'm excited to go. I'm not actually ready for Loot Fest, but I'm really excited for it. Maybe you're meant for this YouTube thing. I mean, you know, long term, that's the goal is that I could sustain everything off of my PC building business and social media stuff, but, you know, we're a long ways from that. CPU power. 9060 XT should just be one cable. Alrighty. All right, let's get some more zip ties. Start panting like a dog. Telling me to pant like a dog, or are you saying I am already? Yeah, I'm pretty congested still, even though it's been like 3 weeks since I got sick. So I'm doing a lot of mouth breathing right now. It's unfortunate. I'm sure it does not sound good either, but there's not really anything I can do about it, unfortunately. The builds for Loot Fest. Let's see, I can look at them right here. So we've got an all-white build. It's going to have a 7950X. It's going to have the Trofeo Vision AIO from Thermalright. A 9070 XT, also in white. A bunch of white Thermalright fans. And then we'll have the red height X50, the X50 Air, and then the other build is a kind of smaller form factor MATX build in a case that no one's probably even heard of. It's called the Montech Heritage Pro. It's really cool looking. It's got some like faux leather and stuff on it. It's definitely like a, you know, each PC is going to be a totally different vibe. And that one has a 5070 and a Core Ultra 5 265K or 245K. PGM, thank you so much for the follow. I'm still sick from like 2 weeks ago, man. I mostly feel fine except like today and yesterday. I woke up at like 4 a.m. because I was so congested I couldn't breathe through my nose at all. I wonder if it has something to do. I was at my out at my like pastor's farm a couple of days this week, helping him fix up a buddy's truck. Like he also bought like a farm out there, and he bought this like old farm truck that he wants to use on this property, but it wasn't really running. at least not very well. So I went out there a couple of days and worked on it. So I'm like, oh, maybe I was just too close to all the hay, because I definitely I get hay fever pretty bad. But I don't know. I'm hoping that's what it was and that it'll just go away, you know? You never heard of hay fever? It's just like being allergic to hay or whatever, like, and like grasses. So like when I used to, in the summers, I used to do like weed whacking and stuff for people. And it got worse to the point where like one day I was doing it on this guy's property, and I like my throat started closing up. Like that's how bad my hay fever was. It's pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. I need to blow my nose. One sec. Okay. Did you take meds for hay fever? I was taking like just like a Flonase type allergy medicine. But that's kind of all they have. If it gets really bad, like you could do like Benadryl or something like that. So this is gonna go like this. Just gonna turn that away. It came with cable combs, so I guess we'll put those on. The mic didn't mute. Oops. I thought it did. Seemed like it muted. I feel like you're messing with me. You son of a bitch. Problem is I forgot who it was that did it last time. So it's so easy for me to fall for it. What do you think of the AMD BC250S being repurposed into stream machines? I'm not familiar with that hardware. Antihistamine tablets, yeah, exactly. That's basically what this stuff is. Oh, messed that up. God, these wires are so tiny. Gonna do one to get it to the back of the case. It was me. Juan Hernandez, thank you for the follow. These little mining boards made from cut down PS5 APUs. Oh, interesting. That's an interesting use case for that. I'd be interested if like those APUs are like really capable of handling stream encoding, because I doubt they support like NVENC or anything. So you just use like X264 or whatever encoder or something. nice and tight. All right. So that's not going to get plugged in there at all. Whew. That was a powerful sneeze. Which 9060 are you using? This is the Power Color 9060 XT, Power Color Reaper 9060 XT 16 gig. Thank you, Andy. Andy cares. Can't let the demons in. Exactly. Quite cheap. Got 16 gigs of system RAM, 6 cores, plus a 6600-ish type GPU. Oh, nice. Yeah, Power Color is great. I feel like there's not as much like noticing of like the brands that make AMD cards, but some of them make really good stuff. And Power Color makes some stuff that's like really reasonably priced too. Like if you don't care about all the, you know, fancy RGB and whatnot. Okay, so we got all that in there. Let's get our power supply in. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure this GPU is only a single power cable. Most of the 9060 XTs are just a single PCIe 8-pin, but let's just double check before I put the power supply in. Recently brought parts for a PC build and paired a 5600G and 6900 XT without knowing the CPU would limit GPU performance. What CPU should I switch to? 5600 XT or the 5700 XT or 5800 XT would probably be my suggestion. 5600 XT has, I think it has a bigger, I believe it has a bigger L3 cache and faster single core performance than the 5600G. It's just an advertisement. They don't need that. Okay. Yes, single 8-pin. All right, nose blow time. Here we go. Okay. L3 cache on the chip you meant? Yes. I think it has more L3 cache. Yo, Chuck Norris. Sheesh. We're famous now. to follow. I think this is the power supply side. Let's find out. Seems like it. Let's get our CPU cable in there. Power, motherboard power cable in there. He's back, and that was going to be trouble. Uh-oh. Fun fact, my dad learned karate from a guy named Chip Wright, who was Chuck Norris's stunt double for a long time. Ooh, CPU power cable is a little short. There we go. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I don't think the 5600G will make a huge will make a huge performance loss for the 6900 XT either. I mean, if you're just like running a like an in-game benchmark and it's like, this is your bottleneck, like, I wouldn't sweat it too much. What CPUs would you been playing? Minecraft with shaders. Yeah, it's a good question. I've never played Minecraft. I would look up and see if like Minecraft with shaders and stuff uses more CPU cores than like just playing the game as standard, because that might influence a decision more than anything else. All right. Let's get our GPU out over here. GPU power cable, I should say. It's kind of far from over there, so let's run it. We're gonna run it up here. I got twisted. Okay. This guy back up through here. Okay. We'll just finish it right up there. Okay, so there's all that. Let's get our GPU in here. Only 3 ports on this one. That's surprising. Most GPUs these days all come with 4 ports. I mean, that's where Power Color's saving their money, Like, no, you get one less DisplayPort cable, and we will charge you $40 less for it. Which I guess if you really need another monitor, you can hook it up to your CPU in most cases. But I think 3 monitors is enough for most people. Of course, it's like there's plastic behind this little shield. Why would you even put plastic back there? Alright, this is going to be easier if I just take the shield off. There's literally plastic behind this, and finding it difficult to get it out. So we're going to save ourselves some time here. We'll just take that shield off. It's only 3 bolts, or 4 bolts, I guess. This doesn't void the warranty or anything like that, so still safe there. Loosen that, hopefully. Oh, there's another bolt under there? Hold on. Maybe if we take this one out, we can rotate it out of the way. Enough to get it down here. Yeah. What a pain in the butt. I hate it when companies do that. Worked for Disney for 20 years and moved to Tel Aviv, Israel. Worked my father's company. Now I'm retired, 6 years old, loving life, have a great family. That sounds great. Retiring at 60 sounds awesome. I want to retire by 60, but I don't know if that's in the cards right now. Yeah, 6 cores with most any game should be enough. I just don't know enough about like the Minecraft mods, you know. You'd have to bottleneck. I was born this way. Great uncle, have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I spoil them rotten. Nice. I'm sure they enjoy that. Yeah. This magnet is like too strong sometimes. Yeah, you definitely have to find things to do with your time when you're retired, I'm sure. Dude, this magnet is like pulling the thing all around. There we go. Okay. Now we're ready to put this GPU in. 2-slot card. Put the second and third ones out. Still play the drums. Ooh. That is a long time. I have never been musically inclined, unfortunately. rotate it so you guys can see it a little bit. There we go. Okay, slot closed. Need a couple of these bolts. Okay, got that one started. Get the top one started. Minecraft tends to not be good at multiple cores. Recently played other games like Cyberpunk, and I'm pretty satisfied with my build and the aspect of playing. Oh, so like you need, yeah, single core, high performance. Gotcha. Yeah, something like a 5600 XT might help you out there. Or if you can find like a used 5700X 3D or 5800X 3D, that's also a solid option. Why are you not going in straight? All right, there we go. Got our GPU in. Put our little dust caps back on. We're at our GPU power cable. Could put some of those combs on it. My ultimate retirement test, Mr. Rainbow. What time do you usually wake up? Here. Figured it came with these cable combs for the power supply, so we might as well use them, you know. Make it look a little bit better. Put one more in there. That's not the right cable. Okay. Why are these cables all twisted up back there? Come on. There we go. That should look nice and neat now. There. Nice clean cable. All right. I think I got just a little bit of cable management work to do back here. Pull these together nice and tight. Make sure those are already in the right spot still. They are. Well, I kind of meant these to go behind that CPU power cable. Sorry, you guys can't really see what we're doing here, but it's kind of a tight fit. Can't see what I'm doing at all. All right. Make this a little bit easier on myself here. Really don't need to do this, but I think it looks better this way. Okay, have this fan up, out of the way. Takes those cables out of my way, loosens them up a little bit. All this just because I didn't like fan cables being so exposed. So close. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Start young, doing walking every day. It's going to help you when you get to my age. Yeah, definitely look out for your health now. The worst for me is cable management. The only part I hate about PC building. It's definitely the hardest part. Trying to get a 9060 XT 16 gig for ultra wide 1080p. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's a good combo. Want to upgrade the AM4 5500 to a high performing 9950X 3D. Needing to buy a new motherboard. What's the cheapest way to go to do that type of upgrade? I mean, there's no cheap way to do it right now. Like, you're looking at, you know, 32 gigs of RAM, 350, 360 bucks. If you're going that high end on a CPU, like, you should not get a super cheap motherboard. So you at least want to spend like 220, 230 on a good B850 motherboard. If not an X870 board. And then $600 or something like that for the CPU itself. So you're not doing that on the cheap. Okay. Now we're good to go there. All right. Okay, that's looking better. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, that's it. This PC is built. I was involved in sports since forever. I get what you're saying. Yeah, same. All right, who's ready to see this baby fire up? Who's ready to see it? You set up the PC too after you build them? I do, yeah. Just not on stream. Yep. Update BIOS, set up the BIOS, install Windows, update Windows, install all the drivers, including motherboard drivers, all that good stuff. Alrighty. So, as a reminder, we've got a Ryzen 5 5600 XT, we've got the ID Cooling 214 CPU cooler, 16 gigs of DDR4 CL163600, got a 9060 XT 16 gig, Asus ROG Strix B550, got a 650 watt power supply from MSI, and then the Thermaltake View 270. And there it is. The first AM4 PC of the year for me. All right. What up, Ben? Thank you for the follow. Juan Hernandez with the follow too. Thank you. And that's our build for tonight. Clean, simple, yet powerful. Yeah, it looks pretty good, right? It's a nice, clean little build. Nice, clean little build. All right, I'm kind of tired. I'm ready to go sit down and relax for a little while, maybe eat some dinner. So, yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your evening or maybe morning if you're, you know, in a very far away part of the world. And we'll see you next time. We're going to be building, our next build is probably going to be either my first ready to ship system or one of the Loot Fest builds. So, yeah, keep your noties on for that. 10 and 10 cable management, thank you. Any wonderful people out there. I'll talk to you next time. Have fun wherever you go. Make your life a masterpiece. Well said. Well said. All right, y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.